Hello everyone, welcome to Thursday Night Yoga, in what actually may be my last class from home for a while, which is very exciting. I know, well, if you're anything like me, you're looking forward to getting back into the studio very soon. I will mention, since you're practicing at home here with me, find a comfortable, maybe quiet space if you possibly can, with plenty of room. Maybe even more room than you see here before you. I'm kind of squished here, but make yourself comfortable. Roll out the mat or even a towel, just something you can get some grip on. Maybe keep a block handy if you have one. If you don't have one at home, you can always tie a few books together, or maybe just keep a fairly firm pillow nearby, just to have handy for a few poses. I confess I did not make a playlist for June. I sort of lost track of time, imagine that. And turns out it's June now, and I don't yet have a June playlist up, so I would encourage you to just check out my Spotify under Meredith Wolf. There's plenty of playlists up there. Almost every playlist you'll find is made for a yoga class, and you can just choose any one, or just really turn on any music that you find soothing and comfortable. It's always nice to have that going on in the background to help you focus on your practice. So all of that being said, you can come to a comfortable cross-legged seat, or maybe you find a child's pose, coming onto the knees and sinking the hips back onto the heels. Really, whichever way you would like to start your practice, I would suggest either one. If you're in this cross-legged seat with me, you can bring the palms to rest face down on the knees. The eyes can gently close, and then we can find a few shoulder rolls with the breath. Breathing in, the shoulders will scrunch up to the ears, and then as you exhale, you can roll them down the back. Taking two more like that. Breath in, breath out. Another inhale to lift. Exhale, roll them down the spine. Stacking up vertebrae one on top of the other. Chin is parallel with the floor, and you're taking any tension out of the face. Releasing the jaw so that the lips are together, but the teeth are slightly apart. And then just beginning to check in with those inhales and exhales. Just noticing the breath, noticing what it does to the body. That belly and rib cage expand as you breathe in. And then exhale to slowly rinse out the lungs. Breath begins to move in and out of the nose. Breath in, breath out. Just beginning to focus your attention to the mat. Running over the body from top to bottom, just wondering, or excuse me, well, you can wonder, but just taking note of any tension or soreness you're feeling this evening, anything you want to be aware of as you move through your class. Or maybe you're sitting here just raring to move, and it's a stillness that's bothering you most of all. Wherever you are, just find a little peace in that stillness. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to find 3 box breaths together. It's an exercise we find in a couple of these classes online. If you haven't done it before, it's very simple. We'll take an inhale for a count of 4. We'll pause at the top, holding that inhale for another count of 4. Then we'll exhale for 4, and then pause at the bottom of that exhale for a count of 4, completing that box. I'm going to cue you through 3, and then you'll take the 4th one on your own. This is a really nice breath exercise to keep in mind. It's something you can find anywhere, anytime, to sort of center yourself and calm down. I know it's been a very tense week, so don't be afraid to try this out whenever you need it. So just taking one more deep breath in through the nose, and a full breath out. Starting the box, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. one more together. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Completing one on your own in silence. Together we'll take a full breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe the eyes stay closed. If you'd like, you can open them up as you inhale and reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, bring one hand down to the mat, lean in that direction, reaching that top hand overhead. Pinky spinning down towards the mat. Maybe the gaze shifts up under the armpit, or you stare down at that bottom hand. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more to stay. Inhale and exhale. Breath in to come back up overhead. Exhaling to the other side. Whichever you weren't bringing down comes to the mat. Top arm reaches towards it. Try to keep both hips evenly on the floor here. Really feeling that stretch in the side body. Breath in, breath out. Last one, inhale and exhale. Bring them back up for the breath in. Maybe you interlace the hands, turn the palms up to the sky, a little stretch there. Then exhale, they'll come through heart center. Bring them onto the mat to find your way into a tabletop position. Knees come right under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. We'll move through a few cat-cows here together. I conveniently have the cat to help me. We'll take an inhale to drop the belly, tilt the tailbone to the sky, and tilt that chin forward for your cow. As you exhale, we'll tuck that tailbone and bow the head, pressing into the palms, feeling that release between the shoulder blades. Inhale, belly drops, collarbone spread wide. And exhale, bow the head, press firmly into those palms. 2 more like that. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to that neutral spine. On your next breath in, lift that right leg to hip height, flexing the toes towards your face to come into your spinal balance. You may take a moment to roll out that ankle if that feels nice, just releasing some tension. But then once you come in with the toes flexing towards the face, focus on slightly spinning that pinky toe to the mat. Take a breath in here, firm in the belly, and a full breath out. If you want more intensity, left hand comes forward to fingertips, and for the most, you'll reach it all the way in front of you, extending so that the bicep is parallel with the face, if you have the room to do so. Take a breath in, and a breath out. 1 more inhale here, and exhale. Bring that left hand back to the mat in line with the right. Bring the right foot down to a little calf stretch. Ball of the foot presses down. Right heel continues to reach back. Feeling that stretch, you might shake that head for a deep breath in and a breath out. Then from here, that left foot is going to kick out to the side as your kickstand, and you're going to peel the right side of the body open on an inhale, finding that modified side plank. You've got a few variations, of course. You can make it a full plank, full side plank if you'd like, by stacking the feet at the back of the mat, or you might lift that right leg to hip height, toes still flexed. Right arm can float overhead if you've got the space. And if you'd like a nice quad stretch, you can take the right hand to the front of the right foot, kick that foot into the quad or into the hand, And then just roll that heart slightly open. Feels pretty nice. Breath in, breath out. Take one more inhale wherever you are. Exhale, slowly release. Bring it all the way back to that tabletop. We'll find a cat-cow to rinse that out. Deep breath in, heart opens, tailbone tilts. Exhale to bow into your cat. And then turn around real quick for the other side. And on this breath in, it's the left leg that lifts to your hip height. Maybe rolling out the ankle, eventually flexing the toes, pinky turns towards that mat. Take a deep breath in here, strong in the belly, pinching that belly button towards the spine. And a full breath out. One more, inhale. And exhale. If you want more intensity, left hand comes forward, either to fingertips or reaching in front of you. Breath in here. Strong exhale. Take one final inhale to lift that left heel. And then as you exhale, ball of the foot comes down. Find that quad stretch. Hands come back in line with one another. And shake that head, breathing in. And then let it go. This time, it's the right foot that comes out to that kickstand. Take the breath in to peel the left side of the body open. Finding any variation you'd like here. Maybe taking the foot to the ankle. Gently peeling that left heart towards the sky. Kicking into that hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take another inhale. And exhale. Slowly release that foot. Bring everything back to the tabletop. Inhale into your cow. Exhaling to cat. Take one more breath in to roll the heart open, tilting the tailbone. This time as you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and press the hips to your downward facing dog. Take a few moments here, like me, just pedal it out slowly, or maybe twist the heels from side to side. It's a nice little stretch for that opposite armpit. Just find any movement you need to settle into the pose. Eventually the feet will settle about 6 inches apart. You want to be able to just kiss the arch of one foot with the heel of the other. And those heels will sink towards the mat, but don't be afraid to bend the knees slightly. It'll help to engage all the leg muscles and maybe even tilt the tailbone a little further towards the sky. Weight is even in the palms, focusing it towards the thumb rather than the pinky. Breath in, breath out. Chest presses towards the thighs. Another inhale. And exhale. Last one to stay with it. Breath in, fill up, and let it go. This breath in, we rise to the toes, bend the knees as you look forward, and then exhale to walk it to a fold at the top of the mat. Bend those knees if you'd like. Maybe grab the heels with the hands. Let the head go for a breath in and a breath out. This inhale, we come to our halfway lift. Palms pressing below the shin so that the arms can straighten, and then the shoulder blades roll down the back. Nice and broad across the collarbones for another inhale. Exhale back to that fold. This breath in, ground into the feet, come all the way up. Palms can touch overhead as you look up. And then exhale right away, bring it through heart center, fold it all the way back to the toes. Inhale to that halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, palms plant, stepping back to your first high plank position. You can always drop the knees and lift the toes at any time, but if you're in this plank, the big toes are touching. Heels extend towards the back as the crown of the head reaches forward. And then check in, make sure you're pressing into the palms and hollowing through the armpits, filling the space across the shoulder blades. Deep breath in. Strong exhale. One more to stay here. Breathe in. And breathe out. This inhale will all drop the knees and lift the toes. And then exhale to let it all come down to the mat. palms will come to the small of the waist. We'll take a breath into a baby cobra, lifting the heart, and exhaling down to the mat. Breath in to come up halfway. Elbows are pinching towards one another. And then exhale slowly down. Full cobra this time. Breathe in. Come up to those long arms. Maybe the chin tilts upward. Exhale slowly. Taking a moment. Take the knees wide. Bring the big toes together to touch. And find a child's pose. Just for one moment, releasing that back from that first back bend, upward dog or cobra. You're welcome to crawl the fingertips forward and bring the forehead down. I'm just going to stay here on my elbows for the sake of speaking. Just 2 breaths here. Those hips are sinking towards the heels. Maybe roll that forehead side to side on the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, fill the lungs completely. Exhale, rinse them out. This breath in, crawl it back out to your hands and knees. Tuck the toes when you're ready and take a deep breath in to find your downward dog. Just coming into it, sink the heels, and we'll flow through those sun A's together. Deep breath in to rise and bend. Exhale to come to the top of the mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to your fold. Breath in to rise up, really reaching for the sky. And then exhale to fold through center or maybe split the palms and swan dive. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, find your high to low push-up. If you're coming through that, elbows point towards the back of the mat as you lower. And then inhale through an up dog, maybe by lifting the thighs, or they're on the mat for cobra. Exhale over the toes to downward facing dog. Deep breath in to rise. Exhale to bend and bring it to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Breath in to lift up. Maybe the palms touch overhead. Exhale through heart center, or you split the palms. Deep breath in, halfway. Full breath out. Palms come down. You can step it back. The variation is the knees drop, toes lift. Inhaling through cobra or up dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. 2 more together. Breathe in to rise and bend. Exhale to come to the top. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Breath in, root to rise, reach for it. And then exhale to fold. Inhaling halfway, belly tight. And then exhale, palms plant. We'll step it back and lower through. Breath in, heart opens. And then exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Welcome to pedal out those heels. Breathe in and breathe out. 1 more here, checking back in with that breath. Inhale, fill up. And exhale. This breath in will rise to the toes, bend the knees. As you exhale, come back to the top of the mat, find that fold. Savor it here for 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Inhale to your halfway lift, and then exhale to drop the hips, lift the arms, Utkatasana, chair pose. So in your chair pose, big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart, and then you're bending deep into the knees, sitting back towards the heels, maybe so much that you can even lift the toes off the mat. Focus on squeezing the legs together, and know that you can always bring the hands to heart center. If you'd like a little more, they're lifted, pinkies spinning in. Breath in, breath out. 2 more, inhaling, and exhale. Last one, take a breath in, and then as you exhale, fold all the way to the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale through your Chaturanga, that high to low push-up, or maybe knees drop, toes lift. Inhale, heart opens. Exhaling, downward facing dog.
On your next breath in, the right leg is going to lift to your three-legged dog, finding your variation. As you know, if you've been watching my classes, this is my quarantine three-legged dog. I have my knee bent, but my hip is still squared off, as if I'm trying to stamp my foot on the ceiling. For a little more juice, you can find pulses here. It's a nice little glute workout. You can focus on lifting the quad specifically. Or, of course, you can roll that hip open on top of the left, just being sure to keep the shoulders squaring towards the mat so that twist stays in the rib cage and not, or excuse me, in the hip and not the rib cage. Take one more breath in and a deep breath out. Final inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, step that right foot through, setting up for your warrior one. Left toes come to 45 degrees. Right toes point forward. Take a deep breath in, lifting the arms whenever you're ready. You can always check in with the hips here. Make sure that they're squaring towards the front of the room, or front of the mat, I should say. And if you're having a hard time pulling that left hip forward, try widening the stance in the feet. Just a couple inches can make a big difference. Breathing in, breathing out. One more here, inhale, and exhale. This breath in, palms might touch overhead. Exhaling to come through the heart. Plant them on the mat. You can find your traditional Chaturanga, or for an added challenge, you can float the right toes as you lower into the push-up. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts, finding your three-legged variation. Anything that feels good, it might not be the same on this side as it was on the other. Maybe you peel that hip open. Your chest continues to press towards the right thigh, shoulders squaring off. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more here, inhale and exhale. Final breath in, and as you exhale, step that left foot through to the left hand. Finding warrior one on this side, right toes come to 45 degrees, pointing towards the front right corner of the mat. Hips will square off as you bend into that left knee. When you're ready, breathe in, lift the arms overhead, and exhale. Another deep breath in, and a deep breath out. This breath in, palms touch overhead. Exhaling to come through the heart, plant it down, and find your Chaturanga. Maybe those left toes float. Inhale, heart lifts, and then exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take one breath in and one breath out, flowing through that together. Inhale to rise, exhale to bend and come all the way to the fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to drop the hips into your Utkatasana. Lift the arms for a full breath in. Exhaling, folding over the toes. Inhale to that flat back, and then exhale through your high to low push-up. Deep breath in, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Take an inhale to lift that right leg, three-legged. Exhaling to step it through, finding your warrior one. Full breath in, arms lift to touch. Exhaling to come all the way through, Chaturanga of your choice. Breathing in, heart opens. Breathing out, hips lift to down dog. Inhaling to lift that left leg, this time three-legged. Exhale to step it through, warrior one. Breathing in to come up. Exhaling to come all the way down. Find your way through your Chaturanga. And then inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips meet in downward facing dog. You can shake that head, yes or no. Maybe pedal those heels. Just continue to breathe wherever you are. Full breath in, full breath out. Another inhale and exhale. This breath in, right leg lifts once again to your 3 leg. Exhale, just step it through to the warrior 1 feet. Take a full breath in to come up. Maybe the palms touch overhead. Then as you exhale, bring them to interlace at the low back. We're going to take an inhale to roll the heart open. Hands can also be crossing opposite hand to opposite elbow. Chin can tilt up. Heart opens. Stay here for a full breath out. Take 1 more inhale to fill you up. Then as you exhale, you're going to hinge all the way down and spin towards the left edge of your mat, coming into a wide leg fold. So take those feet comfortably wide, bring the toes slightly in, heels slightly out. Maybe take a breath in here on long arms, and then exhale, slowly folding into it. Hands can begin to walk through the legs towards the right edge of your mat. Or maybe you take peace fingers around the big toes and slowly bend the elbows to fold into it. Taking 2 breaths wherever you're comfortable. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath in and a breath out. This inhale, work your way back to your long arms, maybe even on fingertips. And then take the hands to the hips, slowly bring it all the way up. Take the right toes, turn them towards the front of the mat, bend into the front knee, and release the arms to warrior 2. Coming right into it, checking that heel to arch alignment between the left arch and the right heel, making sure that that right knee is not going beyond that ankle. If anything, it's just before or right over top. Full breath in, full breath out. Shoulders are relaxed. Another inhale and exhale. Last one to stay. Fill the lungs and let it go. Flip that front palm. Breathe in to reverse your warrior, right arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, that forearm is going to come down to the right thigh. Left arm can open up to the sky, or maybe you even take it to the back of your right hip for that half bind. Left heart is gently opening. Breathe in. Full breath out. Not all your weight is on this, just a nice little bit of tension to give you that twist. 1 more breath in and a full exhale. Inhale to reverse, taking that right arm to the sky. Up to you if you want to stay bent in that knee or maybe straighten that leg for this inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down, coming into a Chaturanga from here. Right toes can come back to hover, or maybe the knees drop and you lift all the toes. Inhaling, up dog or cobra, and exhaling to downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths as I switch sides. Inhale and exhale. 1 more here. Breathe it in and breathe out. This inhale, lifting the left leg to your 3-legged dog. As you exhale, you'll step it through for the warrior 1. Take a full breath in to come up. Palms might touch overhead. And by then, as you exhale, they'll come to either interlace or cross opposite hand to opposite elbow. Take a breath in to roll the heart open. And then exhale, hinge it all the way down, swooping towards what I believe will be the right edge of your mat, still the left of mine. But we're just coming into that wide-legged fold on the other side. This time, take a full breath in here on long arms, and then exhale. Leave the left hand on the floor right underneath your face. And on the inhale, take that right arm slowly to the sky. Maybe you follow it with the gaze. Making sure that the low back is still staying nice and flat here. Right arm is lifted for another inhale and exhale. Slowly bringing it back down to swap it out with the left hand. Take that full breath in to draw the left arm to the sky in your twist. Exhaling to stay. One more breath in. And breathe out, slowly bringing that left hand down under the face. We're going to hit it twice on each side for a flow. Inhale, that right arm lifts. Exhale, it comes back down. Inhaling, left arm up and open. Exhaling to the floor. Last one, each side, breath in, right hand reaches. Exhale to lower. Full breath in, reach to the left arm. And exhaling, it comes down under the face. Take one more breath in here on long arms or fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're going to swivel towards that, hands will come to the hips and we'll lift straight up to standing. From here, the left toes turn towards that back edge of the mat, front edge for you, my apologies. Lining up that heel to arch alignment, and then when you're ready, the arms lift to warrior two. Relaxing through the shoulders, hips and chest open towards the side, with the gaze over the left fingers. Breathe in, breathe out. Another here, inhale, exhale. The last one, fill up, and let it go. This inhale, we flip the front palm, reverse your warrior left arm to the sky. As you exhale, that forearm comes down to the thigh for extended side angle. Lifting that right arm, maybe bringing that hand to the back left hip for that half bind. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Two more, inhale and exhale. Last one, fill up and let it go. This inhale will reverse, left arm will lift. I'm going to straighten that left leg. And then as you exhale, we'll cartwheel it down towards that left foot. Find your way through a high to low push-up. Or if you've got a visitor on the mat like me, you can just step it to downward facing dog. We'll all meet there eventually. Taking a breath in and a breath out. One more here, checking in with those inhales and exhales. This inhale, right leg lifts to your three-legged dog. As you exhale, step it through between the palms to your warrior two. Setting it up right away, left foot comes parallel with the back. And then inhale, come on up, lifting and settling. Take that exhale. Flip the front palm, reverse, find right arm to the sky. And then exhale to that side angle pose. Finding 3 breaths here, trying to take it just a tad deeper than that first. For me, that block is going to come to its tallest height inside the right foot. And I'm going to stack that right hand there, draw that left arm open. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Another 2, inhale and exhale. The last one, fill up and rinse out. Inhale to reverse, right arm will flip, maybe straighten the front leg. And then exhaling to cartwheel. This time, hands come down to frame the front foot. You'll come onto the ball of the back foot, setting up a nice low lunge. Keep that left hand down inside the right foot. And then inhale the right arm to the sky. That right hip stays in line with the mat. Take a deep breath in when you're ready. And a full exhale. One more inhale right here. And then as you're ready on the exhale, press off that bottom hand and lift it to a T-twist. So you're finding a crescent in the feet. You're going to take that stance nice and wide. And then that left arm is reaching forward. Right arm is reaching back. Maybe the gaze is following, or maybe you're looking forward. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale and exhale. This inhale, bring the hands to heart center. And then as you exhale, bring that left elbow outside the right knee for your crescent twist. So I will angle towards the camera slightly. So that left elbow comes to the edge of that right knee, and the gaze can begin to look over the right shoulder or down at the toes. Breathing in, breathing out. Left knee can drop as needed. Take one more inhale and exhale. This breath in, look at that right foot. As you exhale, bring that left foot next to it. Finding an Utkatasana twist. We're sinking those hips towards the heels. Elbow is still outside the knee for a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, come to center, Utkatasana. And then exhale to fold over the legs. Can toe heel those feet out wide for a moment. Maybe bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. Take 2 breaths here in your ragdoll pose. Just releasing some tension. After that second breath, toe heel those feet back together to touch. Let the upper body be heavy, but the knees be soft. And then take 2 rounds of breath to make your way to standing. No rush to get there. Head and the shoulders will be the last to rise. Take a moment, drop the shoulders down the back, open those palms by the side, root into the feet, take a deep breath in, and a full exhale. One more here, breathing in, breathing out. We're gonna bring the weight into the left foot, and as you're ready, you'll lift the right foot and find your tree pose. So that can mean many things. Maybe the foot comes to the calf, maybe the heel is on the ankle and the toes on the floor, or maybe you lift that foot all the way to that inner left thigh. Just being sure to avoid putting, any pressure on the knee directly. And the more you can engage that standing leg, the more stability you will find there. Hands might begin at heart center, eyes open, and then you can challenge yourself to grow your branches here. Maybe even close down the eyes or lift the gaze to your fingertips. Breathing in, breathing out. It's okay if there's a sudden breeze in the room. Take another inhale and exhale. Final breath in, maybe you should lift through the arms and then exhale to fold it all through center. Take an inhale here and exhale. This breath in, find your halfway lift, and then exhale your way through a high to low push-up of your choosing. Eventually inhaling to open the heart, and then exhaling those hips back to your downward facing dog. Taking a breath in with the hips lifted, and a full breath out. Last one, reset, inhale, and exhale. This breath in, we lift that left foot, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, you'll step it through right away for your warrior 2. Between the hands, right foot goes parallel, arms come long. As you exhale into the legs. Breathe into reverse, lifting the left hand, and then exhaling into a side angle of your choosing. Maybe taking it just a step deeper by either bringing that left hand a little lower, or maybe trying for that half bind, or even that full bind. You can make that full bind a lot more accessible with a towel between the hands. Breathe in, breathe out. 1 or 2 more, Inhale and exhale. Last one together, fill the lungs and rinse them out. This breath in, we will reverse left arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, the hands cartwheel down to frame that front foot as you square it off to a runner's lunge by coming onto the ball of the right foot. Right hand stays down. Breathe in to take that left arm to the sky for your twist. Exhaling, stacking the shoulders and the wrists. Another breath in to open. And then as you exhale, press out that bottom hand and lift your T-twist. So those right fingertips are forward, left are reaching back, still in that crescent in the feet, that lunge. Breath in, breath out. One more to stay. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, hands come to heart center. And then exhaling, that right elbow comes outside the left knee. Angling towards the camera here slightly. That right heel is still reaching towards the back of the room, or that knee is coming down if it's just a little too much. You're keeping that elbow tucked towards the knee to find the twist. Big breath in, deep breath out. One more to stay here. Inhale and exhale. This breath, and we look at that left foot. As you exhale, step the right foot to meet it. Sink those hips. Utkatasana, twist for a breath in. And a deep exhale. Inhale to bring it to center, Utkatasana. And then exhale into your fold. Take those feet out hip width or mat width. That feels nice. And then you can find that ragdoll again for a few breaths. Or if you'd like something a little different, you might take the peace fingers around the toes, just like we did in that wide leg fold. And then you can bend the elbows and the knees deeply to bring yourself into the fold. Deep inhales and exhales here. On your next breath in, slowly release the hands and toe heel the feet back together to touch. Soften the knees and begin to make your way to standing, taking about 2 rounds of breath to get there. Slowly stacking the spine. Shoulders and the chin are the last to rise. Take a breath in, shoulders towards the ears. And then exhale to roll them down the back. One more right here, breathing in. Then breathing out. Weight will come into the right foot this time. Finding tree on the other side. That left foot can come to that right calf, or maybe the toes are on the floor with the heel on the leg. Or, third option is to step that foot into the right thigh. Ooh, don't be alarmed if the balance is not the same on one side as the other. Finding whatever works for you here. Hands can come to the heart. My goodness, it's very windy in here all of a sudden. And if you manage to come into the pose, which I may or may not do, that left knee is slightly opening towards the wall or the mat behind you in my case. So gentle hip opener here in the left leg. Maybe you grow those branches, breathing in, breathing out. Take one more inhale to lift, and then exhale to slowly fold through center. Hang here for 1 breath in and 1 breath out. Inhaling to your halfway lift. Exhale through a high to low push-up of your choice. Breathe in through your up dog or cobra. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here and full exhale. 1 more inhale to fill the lungs. Exhale to let it go. Breathe in to rise the toes. And then as you breathe out, step the feet outside your hands to come into a Buddha squat. Toes turn out, heels turn in. You can use those elbows to press the knees apart. Chin is gently lifting. Take an inhale and exhale. Take 1 more breath in. And then breathing out, you'll roll back onto the bum. Bring those legs together to touch into your Navasana boat pose. You can always clip the back of the knees with the hands. Otherwise, that heart is lifting as you spread the palms. Take a deep breath in here, and then exhale to lower halfway down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to come halfway. Breath in to lift. Breath out, lower. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, hold here, take a breath in, and then exhale to come to the mat. You can take a full body stretch, reaching the arms overhead, If you've got the space, maybe pedaling out the toes or rolling the ankles. Breath in, exhale. Bring those knees into the chest for a little squeeze, maybe rolling side to side to massage the spine. Then from here, you can take the arms out to a T with the palms facing down. If you don't have quite enough room, you can bend the elbows, turn the palms up to cactus the arms. We'll take a breath in here at center. And then as you exhale, the hips will roll, the knees will roll to the right, will come onto that hip. The gaze will turn towards the left arm, and you'll keep the shoulder blades evenly on the mat here. If you need a little bit more in the twist, that right hand comes on top of the left knee. And if you need a little bit less, just bring that pillow or block between the legs. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 2 more, just like that. Inhaling, those knees come through center. And then exhaling to take them over to the left, rolling onto that hip and turning the gaze to the right arm. Same variations with that hand now on that right knee or the block between the legs. Keeping the shoulder blades flat, find 3 breaths on your own. Inhaling, those knees come all the way back to center. You can give them a little squeeze and roll if that feels nice. We're just going to find a few moments of some hip work here. So we're going to work on a cow face pose. Reclining cow face is a little bit more gentle than a full-on seated cow face, so this is a nice way to work on the pose. We're going to start by taking the right leg over the left, stacking that right knee directly on top of the left. And then you can just bring the knees towards the chest and let the feet splay apart from one another. That might be enough sensation. Or you'll take the left hand to the right foot and the right hand to the left foot. That will deepen the sensation in the hips, trying to stay centered here on the mat rather than rolling over to the right side. If you find that the shoulders or the head are scrunching up here, maybe take something for a little pillow under the back of the head. Try to close the eyes and just find about 4 rounds of breath. After that final breath, you can gently release the feet from the hands, uncross the legs, and pedal them out for a moment. Now that left knee is going to cross on top of the right, once again stacking them directly. The right hand will come to the left foot, and then the left hand will come to the right foot. Just switching sides, closing down the eyes, trying to center the spine on the mat. Finding 4 deep breaths. After that final breath, you can gently release the legs, pedal them out as you'd like. Then the feet will come down onto the mat for our back bend. We're going to find 1 back bend. It'll be about 8 breaths once we're all set up. So knowing that, make your choice of whether you'd like it to be a traditional bridge, or maybe a supported bridge, or maybe even a wheel if you'd like a little more challenge. Finding whatever you need. In my case, I'm going to keep a block handy for a supported bridge, but if you're finding either bridge, we'll set it up the same way. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Heels are coming in close to the body. Arms are long as we take a breath in Exhale to press into the feet, lift those hips to the sky. Maybe take that block at its tallest or middle height and tuck it right under the low back for support if you'd like that bridge, supported bridge. Wherever you are in your back bend, begin to dramatize the breath, really exaggerating those inhales and exhales to use that to stretch the front of the body. About 8 of those breaths here, big Buddha belly breaths. Three or 4 more rounds of breath. Take a final breath in, lift those hips, maybe remove the block, and then slowly lower to the mat. Cactusing the arms once again, feet will step forward about 6 inches. And then slowly windshield wiper the knees side to side. From here, knees will bend back towards the face. This time, right hand comes to right foot, left hand comes to left foot. We'll find our dead bug, stacking those ankles right over the knees, maybe using the elbows to widen the knees slightly. But then pulling down on the feet to bring that low back, maybe even the tailbone towards the mat. Really focusing on trying to get as many of the vertebrae to the floor as you can here. Rooting down at center, take a breath in and a breath out. And if you'd like, you can slowly roll side to side into your happy baby, still trying to keep as much of the spine pinned to the mat as you can. Eventually rolling back towards center, releasing those feet, bringing the bottoms of the feet to touch and onto the mat. Finding your Supta Baddha Konasana just here for a moment. Those knees will splay apart, letting gravity do the work. And bring one hand to the heart and one to the belly. Or maybe cactus those arms if you prefer. And just find 2 or 3 breaths here, letting the body settle. Letting gravity begin to take over. Seeing if there's any last little bit of stress or effort, really any negativity you're holding on to that you might be able to let go of. Of course, if you'd like, you're welcome to stay right here, either to or even through your Shavasana. But if you'd like an inversion, I would encourage you to find one. Supported shoulder stand is very easy to access from here. You can take that block at its lowest height, tuck it right underneath the hips, and then just lift those feet to the sky. It's a nice little stretch on the low back, and then that gives you all the benefits of an inversion, of any inversion. Or, like me, you might have a wall handy here. If that's the case, you can turn towards that wall and just take your legs directly up the wall itself with your bum towards the base of the wall and the floor. That's a great way to indulge yourself. You get the full support of the wall and all the benefits of giving the heart a rest, reversing the flow of blood for a few moments, just detoxifying, taking about 8 or 10 breaths here with those legs lifted, maybe rolling out the ankles or splaying them apart, anything you'd like. If you're comfortable where you are with those legs lifted, you're welcome to stay there as long as you'd like. But otherwise, if you would like to find your traditional Shavasana, you can begin to remove that block or come down from the wall and take those legs long on the mat, taking up space on the floor, palms opening wide, feet just splaying apart, coming into your final relaxation and making it whatever you need. You can add a pillow or a blanket, anything to make yourself cozy, but just beginning to soak up all that hard work you did for yourself for the next few moments. If you're comfortable where you are, you can go ahead and stay right there for a few more moments. Otherwise, if you'd like, you might roll onto the right side and find the fetal position for your last few breaths, taking your last few moments of stillness. I have a brief reading for you this evening. Things present themselves to you, and it's about how you choose to deal with them that reveals who you are. We all say a lot of things, don't we, about who we are and how we think. But in the end, it's your actions, how you respond to circumstance, that reveals your true character. If you haven't already begun to make your way to a seated position at the top of your mat, go ahead and do so, closing down those eyes, bringing the hands to heart center for a moment of gratitude. I want to thank you all for sharing your practice with me this evening. Together, we'll take an inhale to lift the thumbs to the third eye and open our hearts. As we exhale, we'll bow and say, Namaste. Thanks everyone for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you in the studio soon, and maybe not online for a little while. Of course, these classes will still be available if you'd like to tune in anytime. And I'm sure Simba will be missing all the extra attention. But thanks so much for joining me, and stay safe and stay well.